Kona range hoods. I don't have any idea what model this is. I mean, who knows that information? Who keeps the receipts for this kind of thing? But I've got a problem because when I turn the light on, the light doesn't come on. So I'm going to try and figure out what the issue is. Walk with me on this, we'll have some fun. Welcome to Dave Doing Stuff. This used to be the Van of Action Van Build channel, and there's lots of van building content on this channel, but today I'm doing some other stuff. Today I'm replacing some lights in my range hood, something that a lot of people need to know how to do. Stay tuned, this is what we're doing now. Let's get started. Step one is to determine what the problem is. I know someone might say, well, that's pretty clear, Dave, the light's not working, and that's exactly the case, but why isn't the light working? The first thing is the switch okay? Is there power to the switch? And the answer appears to be yes, because when I push the switch, the light lights up here, so there must be power there. Now these are, you may not be able to see it right here, I'll get another picture later, but these are 12 volt lights, which means because it's fed off the same power that comes through the wall to the fan, this power to the light must go through a transformer before to reduce it to 12 volts. So either the transformer is not working or the light's burned out. I think those are the only two things that it can be. And the easiest thing to test first is the light. So let's do that. I'm sure that there are meters or gauges or something that someone could use to try and check the power through these lines, but that's way above my pay grade. We're going to do it a little bit differently. The power comes through the light switch, through a transformer, and then to each light. So the first thing I want to do is pull out the wires that go to each light. And you can see right here, this wire is the feed. And then these little couplings go to each light. So it's just a question of just squeezing one side and unplugging it. That isolates that light. If I do the same thing on this side, squeeze that and pull it. Oh, wait, squeeze this side and pull it. That isolates that light. And now if the transformer is working properly, there should be power in the ends of each of these. And the way to test that, the way I'm going to test that is with another 12 volt light. This is a light I picked up from Amazon when I was doing a van conversion. And it's come in so handy for checking trailer lights, and I'm going to use it for my oven, my range hood light. If I take these leads and plug them into this plug, that light should come on. I wonder if I can do this so you can see it. Take that one in there. This one in here, and there, look at that. So clearly there's power through the transformer, so that's good. That means my lights are burnt out. I'm hoping anyway. There's a broken wire and that wouldn't make any sense. So just logically, it's got to be the lights are burnt out. So now let's remove the lights. Okay, now let's see if you can see this. These lights just fit in with a little metal pinchy kind of a deal. There we go. Look at that. That was pretty fast. Well, that really happened quick, didn't it? You see how these work? There's just a little, on each side of the light, there's a little flap or thing, and it's just a friction fit. If you reach inside and just push on that this way, it's just enough to make it loose. It slips out of the metal housing. And now this is the light, and you can see right here it says 12 volt 120 max stamped right on the light. When you get it down, you can see that. So now we got to try and pull this guy out. And if you get something very fine in there, it was a little scary the first time I did it, but it will. These things will come out. Kind of ease it on each side. There we go. There we go. Now, the lens comes off. I'm going to wash that lens before I put it back on again. Just a little bit greasy. And then there's the light right there. And that's a 20 watt, 12 volt bulb. I picked this up at the local hardware store just now. You're not supposed to touch these bulbs with your fingers, with your skin. I'm sure the ones that aren't working won't make any difference at all, but the new ones, you need to be careful with. And I don't know if there's a right side or a left side. I don't think there is. I'm going to take and put that in. A little bit different. A little bit longer, but not by much. Let's see. Not going in real good. There we go. There we go. Okay. That's it. Now, let's test that. Let's test that. Before I put this all back together again, I'm going to just check the light by plugging this in. And you can't go wrong with plugging these back in because, let's take a look here. One side's square, one side's round. You can't plug it in wrong. And then it clicks. There you go. Now, let's have a look. We'll turn this light out. There we go. Look at that. We've got light. That's the answer. Excellent. So I'll take that off. Not gonna lie, the hardest part of this whole deal is getting the light out of the bezel here. And you got to find something fine enough to get in there. And I went all around the rim, and if you can see inside, maybe you can't see it on the film there, but you can see where the light is on the inside. And I thought I started prying there first, and that didn't work so well. So I started working my way around, and when I got to about 10 o'clock, that's where I found a little bit of give. And about 10 o'clock is midway between these two little brackets. There's three little... Oh, come out of there, you. Come out of there. There we are. There are three little clips. Well, there's a bug in there. Look at that. Holy cow. Anyway, the three little clips. So if you come up to about 10 o'clock, between these two clips, and pry in here, and I applied pressure to this side. I don't know if that made any difference or not, but I applied pressure to the back side and got a very fine knife in here. And it just popped out easily once I found the pressure point. It was easy. So I'm going to change that light. I've repeated the process for the second light, and now it's just a question of putting everything back in. And then, again, you line up your metal little flapper things with the indents on the side here and just push it up, locks in. Connect the plug and tuck the wire in. Good. Do the same with the second light. Bring it up from the bottom. This is one of those tricky things you got to remember to do all the time. Bring it up from the right side. Line up the flappers. Push it up, locks into place. It couldn't be easier. And these little plugs are perfect. I mean, that's a really great invention. There we go. Again, you can't get them backwards. There we go, together. Now, just to test it before I put it away. Bingo! Isn't that wonderful? You know, we were so worried about this. I thought I'd have to take the fan down or look for a whole bunch of new parts or something. And this has just worked out really well. I'm pleased with that. Okay, now I'll put in the... Put the filter screens back in again. And these are really nice filter screens. We've worked really hard at keeping them clean. It does a good job. In there, good. All right. And there we are. We can see what we're cooking. Hope you found this useful. Give us a like, a share, and a subscribe, and stop back again for All in a Day with Dave. Cheers.